Hello students, hoping all of you are fine and you might have gone through the NCERT textbook and read about our last topic on mitochondria. I hope everybody might have been clear with the topic. If any case you people still have any doubts, you are free to ask me and clear your queries. We continue with our topic and move further to have a look at this picture. Wow! What a beautiful picture is this, in which you are able to see many beautiful colors that are there. These colors are seen in our nature, and you know that the plants have these colors because of the pigment that is present in them. Already in your 8th standard you have studied about plastids. So today we continue with our next topic, next subtopic that is there, in which we are going to study about the plastids. The plastids are the cell organelles that are specially found in the plants only. So remember, the animals don't have plastids, it's only the plants that they are having the plastids, and in the plastids very different kind of pigments are present which are giving us all this beautiful type of vegetables and fruits that we see around us or that we see in the market. Let's have a look at the next slide. In the next slide, I have classified the plastids. So what did I say about plastids? I told that plastids are the cell organelles that are present in the plants which are giving colors to the plants. They are giving colors to the plants. We can classify plastids into two. The first group of plastids, they are called as the chromoplast, while the second group of plastids, they are called as the leucoplast. The chromoplast are the plastids which are colored in nature. They are colored plastids, while leucoplast are colorless plastids. So when the colors are present, obviously what is the major role? So the major role will be like what we are knowing is, the major role is that they will be capturing the solar energy and helping in the process of the photosynthesis. So thus you have the major pigment containing which is called as the chlorophyll, and the plastid which contains the chlorophyll is called as the chloroplast. So what is chloroplast? Chloroplast is a green pigment containing chromoplast. What is chloroplast? Chloroplast is a green pigment containing chromoplast. And what's the name of that green pigment? The name of the green pigment is chlorophyll. What is it? Chlorophyll. Having a look at the leucoplast. Leuco, the name itself suggests pale. Leuco means what? Leuco means pale. Chromo means what? Chromo means color. Leuco means pale. So it is colorless plastids. The major function of the colorless plastids are, they are helping in storing. We know that vacuoles are the structure that actually helps in storing in the case of the plants. But apart from the vacuoles, there are some tiny structures, and these tiny structures are called as the leucoplast, which are the colorless plastids. So we have three different types of leucoplast that is present. What are these three different types? The first one is called as the amyloplast. First one is called as the amyloplast. What do they store? So they are storing starch. What do they store? They store starch. Second one is called as alioplast. What do alioplasts store? So alioplasts are storing oil in them, while the third one is called as the aeruloplast. And what do aeruloplasts store? Aeruloplasts store protein in them. I stated that vacuoles are the major storing structures in the plants. Apart from the vacuoles, we are having the leucoplast also that can store. That can store what? That can store starch, that can store oil, or they can store protein. So you are having amyloplast, aeruloplast and leoplast. These are the three different types of structures that are present. Moving into the next slide, you will be seeing that in the nature, when we go out or during the autumn time, these are the major colors that we would be seeing. The green color that we see normally around us is due to the green pigment that is called as the chlorophyll. But apart from the green color, we are able to see some yellow color leaves, we are able to see some orangish red color leaves. So it is due to what? It is due to the two other major pigments. What are those pigments? So they are anthocyanins and carotene. They are anthocyanins and carotenoids. So you are having, apart from chlorophyll, you are having another group of pigments also which are giving yellow color, which are giving red color to our fruits, vegetables as well as the leaves that are there. Okay, having a look at the next one. This is just a slide to give you an account what are the different types of pigments that are present and in which of our fruits and vegetables this will be majorly basically present. Like for example, name of the pigment is chlorophyll. Color is what? Color is green in color. Example, you find that in the apples, guava and unripe fruits. Then you are having carotenoids which are yellowish orange in color. So you find that in mango, papaya, peach, pineapple, etc. Then you are having lycopene that is reddish orange in color, and they are found in tomatoes. Then you are having anthocyanins which are purple in nature. So you are finding that in grapes, blueberries and plums. And finally you have the anthocyanins which are purplish brown in color. You find that in apple, pears, gooseberry and custard apple. This is just an informatory slide that I have presented over here. The major one that we have to study is this one. We have to study about the chloroplast. What do we have to study? Chloroplast. So under plastids, two different types are there. They are the chromoplast and the leucoplast. The green pigment containing chromoplast is called as what? It's called as the chloroplast. This is the structure of the chloroplast. Like we studied about the mitochondria, in the same manner chloroplast is also a double membrane structure. It is made up of two membranes. So it is having an outer membrane as well as it has an inner membrane, and between that what are you having? Between that you are having the intermembrane space. So let's match this. You are having an inner membrane. At number 1 you are having inner membrane. At number 2 you are having the intermembrane space. At number 3 what are you having? At number 3 you are having the outer membrane. Now within this inner membrane is the major core element of the chloroplast. What's that major core element? So at number 4 you can see the stroma. What is stroma? The fluid like structure, the jelly like structure that is found inside the chloroplast is called as the stroma. So like we have cytoplasm in a cell, in the same manner in the chloroplast what are we having? In the chloroplast we are having the stroma. Then you are having the thylakoid. At number 5 you are having the thylakoid. What is thylakoid? So thylakoid are disc shaped structure. You can see this rounded structure. The thylakoids are the disc shaped structures that are present, and connecting this thylakoids, connecting these two thylakoids you are having the lamella. You are having the lamella. I'll show you one more diagram which is this one, the second diagram, in which they have shown about the outer membrane, inner membrane. Okay, the fluid like jelly like structure is called as the stroma. Then have a look. This one single unit that is present is called as the thylakoid. Like suppose you are having, just for an example account, if we are having a look, you are having 1 rupee coin. You are having 1 rupee coin. Each 1 rupee coin is equal to thylakoid. And when you are having a pile of 10 1 rupee coins, that entire pile is called as what? That entire pile is called as the granum. This granum was not mentioned over here, so for that account I took the second picture. Okay, so here you are seeing that 1 single rupee is what? That 1 single rupee structure is equal to thylakoid, and the pile of 10 1 rupee coins is equal to what? It is equal to the granum. So ideally you will be seeing that 4 major structures, 4 major structures are present within the chloroplast. What are they? First one is granum, second one is thylakoid, then you are having the stroma, and then you are having the lamella. So 4 structures are present. Okay, so just go through the diagram and see it once again. Here I have shown you a diagram which is saying the importance of chloroplast. What is the importance of chloroplast? So chloroplast contains the green pigment called as the chlorophyll, which will be trapping the solar energy, and they help in the process of photosynthesis. So as a result of photosynthesis, what happens? There is release of oxygen and formation of sugar. What is happening? There is release of oxygen and there is formation of sugar. See, here they have mentioned thylakoid and stroma, and finally the whole structure that is called as the chloroplast. Similarities between mitochondria and chloroplast. One already I have stated. What is that? It's made up of double membrane structure. So double membrane structure is present, then they transform energy to generate ATP, then double membrane structure. Both this chloroplast as well as mitochondria are semi-autonomous cell organelle. What do they mean? It means that they have their own DNA and they have their own ribosome. So with the help of that, what they can do? They can prepare their protein on their own. Apart from that, since they are semi-autonomous in nature, they can move, change their shape, and they are having the ability to divide also. This is having a little bit of restriction because it depends from one cell to the other cell, the division ability of mitochondria, the division ability of chloroplast. But anyway, we shall just stick to that the semi-autonomous nature means it is having its own DNA, it's having its own ribosome, so it can prepare the protein on its own, protein as well as enzyme on its own. What's the difference then? The difference is that the mitochondria are present in both plant and the animal cell, while the chloroplast is present only in the plant cell. In mitochondria, cellular respiration is taking place. In chloroplast, photosynthesis is taking place. In mitochondria, matrix, cristae and a double membrane structure is present, while in chloroplast, grana, thylakoid and chlorophyll is the major pigment that is present. So I hope till here it is clear to all of you. Read the NCERT textbook, and this is the work that you people have to do today. What do you have to do? You have to comment your name and division, and you have to answer this question. What is the question? The material in which the numerous membrane layers of grana are embedded. You have to just name it. It's just one word answer. Don't write a long paragraph answer for this. Okay, I just need that one single word. So what's the question? The material in which the numerous membrane layers of the grana are embedded. I repeat once again, go through the video if you are having any doubt. You can contact me if you need any sort of clearance. Read the NCERT textbook until we meet for the next time. Okay, it's tata, bye bye.